You are watching the Dangerous News Network, and I am Daniel McFarland. And tonight's topic is going to be about the Detroit Pistons. Game 1 was on Wednesday night, and Game 2 was tonight. But we're going to talk mainly about Game 1 that was on Wednesday night. Pistons beat the Wizards on Wednesday night on a home opener over the Washington Wizards. And that was all thanks to the front court, well, mostly, and Chauncey Billups. If it wasn't for Chauncey Billups, the Pistons probably lose to the Wizards. But if the Pistons play great defense against the Wizards and stop allowing those threes, the Wizards would have looked like the Washington Generals. That's a fact. Chauncey Billups, he's like the extra coach out there. So he's worth spending a roster spot on. He's not suitable for more than 25 minutes, though. That has shown in the loss at the hands of the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Will Bynum, he's a hard worker. He worked his ass off. And it's paying off pretty well. Will Bynum, he's going to be a good backup point guard for the Detroit Pistons once Brandon Jennings get back in the fold. Now let's look at Josh Smith. Josh Smith, he needs to hang his head in shame for what he did tonight. His three-point chucking cost us tonight's game. Yes, it did. Now, when his shots were falling on Wednesday, we won that game. His three-pointers were falling. But chucking three-pointers, that is not Josh Smith's game at all. Not the least bit. Josh Smith cannot shoot. As for Greg Monroe, I don't have a problem with him so far. He beasted against Washington, and he was shipshape tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. Andre Drummond, well, he's getting his rebounds, and he's blocking shots. So he's doing great in those categories. And he's not doing bad himself on defense either. I expect a little bit more from him on offense. I know he can do it. But Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, let's talk about him. He was drafted 8th overall by the Detroit Pistons. Pistons passed up on Trey Burke to get to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He needs experience. He needs to be on the floor as often as possible. But there is some positives about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He was efficient tonight coming off the bench. 13 points off the bench. He's getting the hang of it. That's what I'm saying. Let's look at Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey came up huge tonight. Rodney Stuckey, he rocked tonight coming off the bench. And his scoring coming off the bench is going to be important. We have some depth in the backcourt. That is the truth. Brandon Jennings, he's going to be coming back. He'll be back by game 4 of the regular season, if not game 3 of the regular season. Chauncey Billups is like the extra coach out there, and he still missed a big shot. He can start still. He's not more than a 25-minute guy at age 37. But that's another point. Then you have Stuckey. Then you have Bynum. They're backups. They're good backups. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he needs to be out there as often as possible. That might mean sacrificing Singler. I ragged on Rodney Stuckey. I ragged on him, saying that Joe Dumars needed to get rid of Rodney Stuckey. But I'm beginning to change my tune. But let's talk about tonight's game. I didn't like what I saw from Josh Smith. Josh Smith, he cost us the game chucking 3-pointers, knowing damn well he can't shoot a 3. But I'm going to talk more about tonight's loss to the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night on the Dangerous News Network. And this is Daniel McFarland of the Dangerous News Network, and I approve this message.